We're representing South Africa!
After a few hours rest, the runners are ready for an amazing run.
I'm expecting all athletes to do their best. I'm sure there's been quite a lot of training. We should see the skill coming out.
Just after first light, the 42-kilometer full marathon runners burst out of the starting blocks and leading the field at breakneck speed, as well as an enthusiastic shot at the title, was Luxon Mbere from Zimbabwe. Over the bridge and towards Zambia, the runners enjoy a compulsory freshening up, compliments of the Zambezi. Back over the scenic bridge and the front pack are finding their groove. A lot of these athletes are repeat runners from last year, chasing Nkosi Sibanda's record of 2:19.11, which he ran in 2013. Into the first lap, and they turn down alongside the banks of the Zambezi and on towards the national park. This is a tight bunch, and the lead runners are going at a cracking pace. The first loop through the national park is short, and the leading bunch stick close together. After exiting the park, a fairly flat section is followed by a long 3-kilometer hill climbing up towards Vic Falls Safari Lodge, testing these athletes' endurance. A few runners drop off as they battle to keep up. At the top of the hill, Nkosi Sibanda is in the lead with Mike Fokoroni, Loino Muchena and Zambian Matthews Mutanya right on his heels. But coming back down the hill towards the Dat Labs Physio Rubdown area, the leading bunch regroup to form a strong front pack. Heading back down the main street, and the runners are given huge support from the crowds, some of which are desperate for a closer look. Back on the road, and at the 23-kilometer mark, the top three pull away from the rest of the pack, with Loino Muchena pushing hard to keep up with them. But on the second lap through the national park, Muchena has fallen off the pace, and it seems to be a three-way race. There's still a long road ahead. With 7 kilometers to go, Nkosi Sibanda and Mike Fokoroni pull away from third place Matthews Mutanya, at the same time always keeping an eye on him. Up the 3-kilometer hill, both runners are keeping pace. Sibanda is a fast finisher, and Fokoroni knows this. With under 3 kilometers to go, Fokoroni gives himself a chance and breaks away from Sibanda. He opens up a 300-meter gap. But Sibanda steps up a gear and reels him in fast. With under 3 kilometers to go, Sibanda is back in the lead. He keeps up a terrific pace as he powers confidently towards the finish line. Mike Fokoroni is in hot pursuit, doing all he can to catch Sibanda. But at this stage, Sibanda is not letting go of the lead and races on towards the finish. Sibanda crosses the line in a time of 2:20.58 for his 4th consecutive victory in this race, setting a record which will be hard to beat. Mike Fokoroni and Peter Mavura finish in 2nd and 3rd place. In the ladies' full marathon, Zimbabwean Margaret Mahahoma takes an early lead as Monica Kativu, also of Zimbabwe, sets herself up comfortably behind the leader. But by the 5-kilometer mark, Monica, who came 4th last year, has found her groove and takes the lead, looking very comfortable at this point. By the time they enter the national park, Monica opens the throttle and is quickly 2 minutes ahead of Margriet. Elizabeth Ahrens of USA and Candice Hall of South Africa are in 3rd and 4th place. Even in these cool conditions, the front runners lose a lot of fluids, and en route drink as much as they can get their hands on. Monica is storming ahead and opens up a significant lead. Marguerite is still in second, with third and fourth place runners fast closing in. Into the finish, and Monica comes flying through in a great time of 3:08.21. She is ecstatic and has beaten her 2013 time by over 8 minutes. Elizabeth Ahrens comes through in second. Over 750 runners set off fast in the 21-kilometre half marathon. The leading pack quickly separate themselves from the rest of the field. These front runners all have their sights on the podium and a possible new record. With the fastest time here being 1:04.33, it was going to be a tough challenge. The runners turn at the Zambian border post and come back across the bridge. 7 kilometers into the race, Jacob Montgomery, Elijah Mbuni, Isaac Mpofu and Wellington Varevi set off to take the podium. They enter the national park together, but Elijah quickly ups the pace and sneaks clear of the others. Over halfway through the race, he is looking completely comfortable, and his effortless running style bodes well for this young runner. Jacob and Isaac battle to stay with him. Alongside his huge smile, this 25-year-old Zimbabwean runner shows huge potential and strides his way up the hills towards the finish line. He is now almost a minute ahead. Coming into the finish to cheers from the crowds, he is delighted with his win. Second and third place go to Jacob Montgomery and Isaac Mpofu. The ladies 21 fast became a two-way race between Zimbabweans Olivia Chitate and last year's winner Constance Nyasango, with last year's runner-up Alison Manake already a few minutes behind. This male athlete decided to keep pace with these inspiring female runners. But Olivia Chitate was the stronger runner on the day and pulled away from Constance with 3 kilometers to go. Coming into the stadium a minute ahead of Constance, she took a very happy first place. Olivia's time of 1:19.22 was less than 30 seconds slower than the record. Almost 300 eager participants in the first Mutual Health Fun Run went on their merry way, and with the new route were able to enjoy even more breathtaking scenery. Along the route is the famous baobab tree, known as the Tree of Life. The baobab is an icon of the African savannah.
Many tourists are in love with the baobab tree. Some they can't pronounce it, but they actually know it from somewhere somehow. In true sense, it's a succulent, holding about 80% water. It provides a lot of moisture and water for animals during the dry season. There is a big tree in Big Falls. The age estimate is between 1,300 and 1,500 years.
The tree actually has a symbolism of some sort to our currency. It used to be on the 10 cents note for the old Zim currency. And so it's my first time actually being here.
The new fun run route this year is fantastic. We actually, basically the first 4 Ks is along the banks of the Zambezi. Bit of game down there, birds, it's fantastic, it really is, and the river's right there. Then you pull back through town up this road, which we're on now, west, through the sort of suburbs. And yeah, it's great. People seem to be enjoying it. These are training athletes, you know, that next year they're doing half.
It was exciting, man, exciting. Woo.
This is marimba music, and it's traditional music here in Zimbabwe. We're just having fun. We see the guys doing their thing, and they seem to be enjoying themselves, eh?
The rest has been so fun. We like it.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
It was good. I'm hoping to come next time again.
The fun run was open to all participants, and the well-known Zimbabwean athlete Edmund Makuchka was there to enjoy the race.
I'm happy to be invited to come and take part in the 7.5 First Mucho road race, and I did that. I came first. I'm happy, and I'm sure this race in 5 years' time it will be as big as the London Marathon.
I am overwhelmed with what happened here today. I couldn't believe my eyes when I came into the stadium. I kind of forgot I was running over the finish line. I was just observing the vibe and the atmosphere and the number of people and the flags and the excitement. And then the spirit of the people. Sorry, I can't talk enough about it. Everybody was talking to each other and shouting and screaming, and the support next to the road. And what was quite interesting is listening to all the different languages and accents that you hear. And that said to me, this is a truly international event now. ECONET, we will be with you next year, for sure.
After an exhilarating run, the lure of the Zambezi and a cold sundowner against the warm African sun is difficult to resist, and quite possibly the best way to round off a perfect day.
It was good. That was hard.
We bonded with the bushes of Africa.
Come to Victoria Falls, town Zimbabwe. Come to the Victoria Falls. Come to the Victoria Falls.
Where you do bungee jump and the rafting also. Where you do elephant riding. So you have to come to Vic Falls. So come to Vic Falls.
Yes, I am.
ECONET, proud sponsors of the 2014 ECONET Victoria Falls Marathon. ECONET, inspired to change your world.